Mississippi State and Zach Arnett have parted ways, and it's not really a surprise. We saw the signs kind of on the wall. We saw this was coming, and now it's official. Today, we're taking a look at the 10 candidates that could replace him. A name that I don't really care what area of the country you're in, Jamie Chadwell needs to be on your list. His ability to coach certain teams have been incredible. And really, if you look at his ability to coach an offense, his system is so unique and so explosive that I think it will work with anyone. And Mississippi State isn't a stranger to being able to be unique. When Mike Leach was running the show, that air raid was special and unique. And I think that you get certain aspects of that with Jamie Chadwell. Chadwell's a great offensive mind. He's been good at Coastal Carolina. He's done an incredible job at Liberty so far, and it probably won't be long before he leaves Liberty. Lance Leipold says that he's not going anywhere, but there will be plenty of suitors trying to get him to leave Kansas, and he is a program builder. Now, there are certain jobs that I think he's better suited for, but I also think his ability to rebuild the program and turn it into a contender and turn it into a winner is something that doesn't go unnoticed. Many teams will be trying to get his services, and Mississippi State should definitely be one of them. Willie Fritz is another program builder. When you look at what he did at Georgia Southern and when you look at what he's done at Tulane, his name is definitely going to be popping up for a lot of coaching searches. And he's already kind of in the area, so he knows the area, he knows how to recruit, and it wouldn't be that much of a transition to get him to the next level. Obviously, coaching the SEC is the one thing that's different. But I think his ability to recruit, his ability to turn programs around, I don't think at any level he would have many challenges with that. It's just a matter of adapting life to the SEC and rebuilding a roster that's tried to go through, it's pretty much gone through two different identity changes in the past 2 years. Troy's John Summerall has done an incredible job in his couple years with the Trojans. When you look at what they've done so far, his defense has been incredible. And I think that Mississippi State was trying to become more of a defensive team. And so far this year, I think they had a really good success on that side of the ball. I think there are a number of players that we've seen over the past couple of years that have been really fun to watch. And Summerall brings a swarming defense and a defensive mindset with him. So that would be something, if they're looking to continue that type of philosophy, then I think you're going to get a good one in Summerall. He's definitely another guy that will be in the running for a lot of Power 5 jobs. Now, if you're looking to get back to the offensive side of the ball, Rhett Lashley is definitely a name that should be called by nearly everyone. Yes, SMU is going to the ACC, and money is not an issue, but coaching in the SEC definitely has an appeal over coaching at SMU. So there's definitely some sort of appeal that might draw Lashley away from the Mustangs, but you're definitely going to have to make a solid pitch. This is a guy who's got a lot going for him at SMU. They're going to the ACC next year, so they're going to be in a Power 5 conference. So getting him over there will not be easy, but it's definitely a name I would at least entertain. Give him a call, gauge his interest, and see what you can do for him. Jeff Lebby's another offensive mind. I think that he is due for a head coaching job. His ability to I think create explosive weapons and create explosive plays. Maybe this year is not the best year for Oklahoma fans, but he is still a great offensive mind, someone who is definitely well deserving of a future opportunity as a head coach. And he brings an offense that's explosive with him, an offense that I think we kind of talk about that cheat code offense. You look at what Josh Heupel was running at Tennessee. Jeff Lebby kind of runs the same thing at Oklahoma, and he's going to be able to get this team to be successful. It's going to be tough to, I think, compete in the SEC West with teams like Alabama, LSU. But I think Mississippi State would definitely benefit from a system that makes things easier and makes them more explosive. Another name that's going to be flying around is Kliff Kingsbury. Now he's at USC, and I think he's waiting for the right job. Maybe Mississippi State is the way to go. And he would probably get you back to that air raid that everyone wanted from Mike Leach and what they wanted to continue under Zach Arnett. That obviously didn't happen, but they can get back to that quickly and maybe even lessen some of the damage from switching over to this new system. Maybe you get back to that air raid offense. You get back to what you really grew to love. And I think that Kingsbury would get a good chance in a program like Mississippi State. What he did at Texas Tech, obviously, the wins probably didn't come, but there were plenty of times where you saw a very entertaining football. And sometimes that's really what you need, especially early on when you're trying to get fans in seats and buy them, get them bought in on the future of this program. Tom Herman is an interesting one because when you look at what people are saying, his name keeps getting thrown around. When you look at what he did at Houston, obviously that was a pretty good representation of what he can do. Texas, not so much. FAU has kind of been up and down, but it's also his first year. Now, a lot of big time media have been putting his name in this conversation, into the mix for this job. So he's definitely someone who knows what he's doing. I think it's just a matter of if the fan base would accept that, or if this program would actually want to reach out to him to let him run this program. Now, here's the thing: Dan Mullen may not be the best guy for this job, and maybe fans don't want him, but he is definitely someone who will be in this discussion. People will be talking about it. And when the people that are making decisions will definitely throw his name out. They will at least have that discussion, even if it's a short one. They're going to talk about Dan Mullen, bringing him back and getting them back to where they once were. They saw what he could do at Mississippi State. And honestly, it's kind of sad that he left, but bringing him back could revive those feelings, could revive that program. And again, if even if it's a short conversation, he's at least in the discussion. And finally, a name that used to be in the SEC with Missouri, Barry Odom's doing an incredible job in just 1 year at UNLV. He's already turned them into a winner. They are competing for a Mountain West championship, and there's definitely some interest from both parties. I think that they're at least going to give him a shot. There's definitely going to be some discussion about whether or not they want him to come there, or if this 1 year is an outlier. But when you look at his success at Missouri, I think that you can build that upon what he's doing at UNLV, and that gives him a legitimate chance to be in the running for this head coaching job.